Alright, so here are the examples with the existentials that I want to show you. Now, these should be relatively easy to you, but I do want to point out some things and explain about some things that are going on as well, okay? But again, these should be just a relatively easy review for y'all. The first sentence we have is hain dapit ang hotel, right? Now, I put hain slash asa because again, that hain is slowly going away. It's slowly disappearing, and that asa is taking over for that hain, right? Whatever hain expresses, which is the progressive aspect right now, right? The thing that's going on. Hain dapit ang hotel, and the answer we have here is diara sa may ospital banda. Boom. Okay, right? So this hain is asking or this asa is asking an existential question. So if we ask an existential question, we have to respond with an existential answer back. So the is an existential word, and that is the response. And if I want to negate this, right, the only negating word for the existential we have is wala. We can never use dili for negating an existential question. Okay? Dili doesn't do that. It's wala. Now, wala has that multiple function of negating. It negates an existential, and it negates in the completed or incepted aspect of verbs. The next one we have is asa ang yabi, right? Again, you can use hain, but asa is starting to become more common now. Asa ang yabi, where's the key, right? Okay, toa kang Miguel. Okay, so again, it asks the existential. We gave it an existential. Naay is that sa lanao na. Okay, so that's a mouthful. Naay is that sa lanao na. Okay, and again, naa. And with naa, just remember that it's starting to become that more universal existential question. Okay, naa. It's starting to become more of that. Although the other words are still in existence, like they're still in usage, naa is slowly starting to take over all of the other words. Okay, the definition for all the other words. So just keep that in mind. Okay, and this is just the thing with the language evolving and changing. Next one is adunay tag tulo ka buok nga bato. Okay, so again, an existential, and it's just a statement this time. It's an existential statement, but again, this is coming from the family of no location. And with the previous sentence, again, I can substitute that with naa, and it'll still make sense, okay? Now this one is with the may in it, right? May sinsilyo ba siya? May sinsilyo ba siya? This may, again, it's borrowed from the Tagalog language. It's now a Cebuano word, even though it's we consider it a Cebuano word now. Even though it has roots and its origins are in Tagalog, it's now a Cebuano word. And with using my, we do not need to use the ang focal marker. Notice how here in my, there's no ang focal marker in here in this sentence, right? That's because my already ends in an E, so we don't need to add another E to it, right? And I don't know how it was in Tagalog, but my probably never needed it, but in Cebuano it's the same. Like it was just borrowed into Cebuano that way. We don't need to add an E or an ang in the sentence whenever we use my. That's just a really weird exception to the rule, is when you use this irregular little weird my that was borrowed from Tagalog. Okay? And finally, we have Toa by niebe sa hapon. So toa by niebe sa hapon, right? And again, is there snow in Japan, right? Is there snow in Japan? Toa. Now toa is our existential word, and it can take in that e postfix. But again, in some situations, like the e can attach itself to certain enclitic particles, certain words, like even the absolutive case pronouns like siya, e can even attach to siya to siyai, but right? So just watch out for that, right? E can attach. As long as that e postfix is in the sentence, we are good, because that e marks what the absolutive or what the focus is. It's an ang focal marker, so that e acts as an ang focal marker in the way that it's now an irregular postfix. And as long as it's there, we know what's being marked, okay? We know what our focus is. And the focus here is, you guessed it, snow. We're talking about the snow. That's why E is going to be having to do something with the snow, or attached close to, relating with the snow, okay? So those are just some of the things that I just wanted to talk to you about with some of the exceptions to the rule and whatnot, right? So hopefully that clarified it too.